This video is going to show you how to make a multiplication fact chart that can help you whenever you are trying to remember a multiplication or division fact. So we're going to start with grid paper like this, and we're going to start in the top left corner always, right there. And in that top left corner, we want to put the number 1. And then from there, we're going to fill out the rest of the numbers just in order on both sides, going sideways and going down. So the reason we do this by starting with 1 is because we don't need to start with 0 in the corner. If we start with 0 in the corners, it wouldn't be wrong, but you don't need to write in your ones facts. Since you already know your ones facts, we're just going to skip over that part. Okay, now I'm ready to start filling in my fact chart. This is what the grid will look like, and by the end, I will have all my blank white squares filled in with the facts. So first, before we even start filling them in, how do you actually read a fact chart? Well, you'd find one of the factors. Let's say we were trying to multiply 3 times 6. You'd find one factor, 3. You'd find the other factor, 6, and you would find with your fingers where they meet up. And where they meet up is the answer to 3 times 6. So now let's actually practice filling them in. So of course you can just start with the 2's easily. 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6, and you'll notice you can start seeing the pattern. It's jumping by 2's. So you can just start filling in jumping by 2's. It's really important to go slow to make sure you don't make any silly mistakes, and to check often to make sure your work's still accurate. Like I could stop here and say, wait, is 8 times 2 16? Oh yeah, it is, so I can keep going. I know I haven't made a silly mistake anywhere. Okay, and now I'm going to do the same thing going down. And the nice part about going down is if you've done it correctly sideways, then you should just be able to copy the other column. Okay, so now my 2's are done. So some people like to keep going in order and go to the 3's and then the 4's and then the 5's and so on. And some people like to jump to the facts they already know first and get those out of the way first. So I'm going to show you the way to jump to maybe the 5's or the 10's where I'm more comfortable. So I already have 2 times 5 filled out from earlier. So now I'm just going to keep going in order. Oops. Now I'm just counting by 5's, filling it in as I go. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing going sideways on the 5's. And again, it's nice because I can check myself. When I get to 25, I can make sure, oh yeah, 5 times 5 is 25, so far I'm doing it correctly. Okay, now I could go to the 10's if I wanted to. I need to skip 50 because it's already filled in, so be careful of that. Don't write 50 twice. And do the same on the hundreds on the other side. Okay. So again, I could keep doing this. I could go to the 11's next. I could go back to the 3's. It really doesn't matter what order you do it in. So now let's talk about filling out the parts of the grid that you might not have memorized. Like let's pretend that I don't have my 3's facts completely memorized. I would have to very accurately skip count. So let's talk about what that looks like. For the easier lower numbers, I should be able to skip count on my fingers, no problem. So starting with 3, I can go 4, 5, 6. That one's already filled out for me. And then in my head, I need to keep counting from 6, going up by 3. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 15 is already filled out, but that can help me check myself. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. It's really important that I skip count accurately because getting off by one number will mess up the whole rest of the row. Now that I've done the 3 sideways, I can do the 3s going down as well. And again, I can use the grid next to it, the one going across, to help me. And that's how you would fill out all the rest of the grids that you don't have memorized. So let's talk about skip counting by 9s, because it's a little bit trickier to count up by 9 accurately. So there's a couple of things I could do. If I don't know the fact that comes next after 27, I know I need a skip count by 9s to add 27 to 9. So if I needed to, out to the side, I could just add repeatedly. So this isn't a very efficient strategy, but while you're still learning your facts, if you have to do it to get it accurately, then that's okay. Our goal is to get to the point where we don't need to add 9, add 9, add 9, add 9 over and over and over, that we should just be able to figure it out based on knowing that fact. But as we're learning it and practicing it, if you need to add out to the side and just use scratch paper to add accurately, then you may. So your goal by the end is for this entire grid to be completely filled out. Those are some of the steps that you can take to help you get there.